Hey there, welcome to Contracts and Chaos. My name's Alyssa.
And I'm Brenna, and we're here to tell you that you are not alone in the mayhem of this real estate industry.
We're keeping it real and sharing our stories, strategies, and successes in today's real estate world.
So come join us every Tuesday while we talk contracts and chaos. Okay, we hit go. Did you
Okay.
make all your lists? Check them twice.
I didn't actually make a list because I'm like, I know what's in my car. I know. Like, I don't keep a lot of stuff in there. Which is funny because I don't have my car this week and it's driving me nuts.
Because you keep the cleanest car in the universe.
Yes, for the most part. Like, it needed to be vacuumed last week. But I was like, my mom was taking it to Georgia with the kids. I was like, we'll do that when you get back.
Yeah.
But so this week, guys, we've already talked about what's in your bag, what we carry, what we think you should carry. Now we're going to talk about what's in your car, which is probably my favorite topic because I love cars. If you don't know, I own 3 of them, which
my God.
sounds bougie as all hell. Actually, I own 4 cars. I always forget I own 4 cars, which sounds bougie, but one of them was made in 1946.
Okay.
One is an '04.
Mm-hmm.
One's an '06 that I'm trying to sell. And then I have my current daily driver. So, but yes, cars are my jam and keeping them clean is my thing, which is hysterical because everyone else in my family, their car looks like a dumpster and they will admit it. They know. They all know. So maybe it's like one of those like PTSD things from my childhood where I'm like, no, it needs to be spotless.
Maybe growing up, yeah, because growing up, like we had a billion kids in a minivan, so there was always crap in our cars. And I remember like my first couple of cars, like I could have lived out of those things, and not because they were organized and I knew what was in there, but I had like 3 changes of clothes. I had saddles because I was at the barn all of the time. I had like waitress gear in there. I had like rain boots, muck boots. Like I had a sleeping bag in the back of my car. Like literally my car was destroyed.
Yeah.
Then when the girls were little, it was also destroyed because of little cheese puffs and juice buckets. But when I got the Volkswagen a few years ago, I was like, enough is enough. If you guys cannot take your crap out of my car, then you can't ride in my car. No snacks in the car. No, like if you can't clean up after yourself, you just sit in the car. That's all we do.
Right.
So
Exactly. And like I gave my
I'll
mom
still find. Go ahead.
I gave my mom the directive because even letting someone take my car, I'm like, ooh, especially the new one. But I gave her the directive. There are no car seats. There are no snacks. There are no sticky, snotty fingers in this car. And I'm pretty sure it's been parked at my sister's the whole time. I even asked for proof of life, and she like sent me a video and was like, look, it's here. There's no dents. I vacuumed the front seat for you. Because I was like,
funny.
oh.
I forever will still find socks in my car because Madeline, her whole life, like she does not like socks and she does not like shoes. And I wonder if it's because she was like born in April. So God, she probably didn't have socks or shoes on until she was almost a year old because
You know what?
barefoot.
I bet
But
it
she
is,
will get
'cause
in the
I'm
car.
same way.
God, she will get in the car from school, and the first thing she will do is kick her shoes off. If she has socks on, they both come off. And she doesn't just take them off. She like takes them off and like, get rid of those. Don't need them anymore. But yes, so we are specifically in our area. Some things are more rural than others. Like I feel like we do a lot of traveling.
Yes.
I feel like I'm a little bit jealous about like real estate agents that live in those like massive communities that have like 2,000 houses and all of their business is like
right, is that neighborhood
a golf cart away.
Yes.
But at the same time, I wouldn't want to live in a community like that. So
Yeah, no.
it's okay.
No.
It's okay.
I
I'll
would.
take my road trips, but I have a pile of stuff in my car, but it's organized.
Yeah, so what I do have is organized. I will say that. The one thing that bugs me is like my center console
Mm-hmm.
is not organized and I need to find because it's just a hole. So
Yeah,
like
something
there's
to
the
fit in
lip
there.
gloss, I keep dental floss in my car. My pepper spray, like just random like I might go see if I can find like little like Rubbermaid, I don't know, some things
To
because I
organize
hate
it.
digging. I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that and the glove box on the new car only because I truly like got it and just started running and haven't organized that. But like my
I
back seat
literally
is
don't have a thing in my glove box except for the like booklet that the car came with when I bought it and my registration and insurance. Oh, and spare like Dunkin' Donuts napkins.
yeah, I was gonna say that's probably what mine is. Like I don't think I have an owner's manual because mine is an app on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Um the registration and insurance are in there and napkins. And I know there's a box of sinus medication in there. But it's
Yes.
not like tidy. It's just all been thrown in. So I need to go. I
Mm-hmm.
would say I would do it today, but I don't have my car. I need to go through and organize that. But the rest of my car, like there is nothing in my back seat. Like there's nothing. And I love it. And there's nothing on my passenger seat except my purse when I'm driving. Um Now the cargo area, different story, but very organized. That was literally the first thing I ordered for my car. So what let's go
I feel
back.
like cars are so funny. Like, I remember there was one time I went, and this was a few years ago now. I went to a listing appointment, and the gentleman like met me in the driveway and was like, "Oh, you haven't been a real estate agent very long, have you?" And at that point, like, no, I hadn't. But God, how do you know, right? I know I
Right.
look like I'm 12, but seriously. And he like laughs and he's like, "You're not driving a white BMW."
Mine is silver. Back off.
And I'm like, what? And I hadn't like been around the block enough to live. I'm like, a white BMW? Are you serious? Listen, I just went to a real estate event a few weeks ago, and the number of white BMWs in this parking lot, I was like,
Do you want
oh
to know
my God.
why? Do you
No,
want
I have no idea why. You can tell me why.
So as a car girl, I can
Okay.
and not only just a car girl. Don't come at me. I don't like American muscle. American cars not really my thing. The only thing you see me drive that's American is my 1946 Willis, okay? It's because most of them, as soon as they can, they buy a base model. Base models come in very few colors.
Got you.
Think of like the Ford thing. You can have a car in any color you want as long as it's black.
Right.
So you're going to get white, black, probably silver, and maybe BMW's navy blue is pretty standard on the base model BMWs.
That's so funny because, like, to me, that how do you can't put signs in there?
Mm-mm.
Like, how do you? That's not a
Yeah,
work car
because
for
a
me.
lot of them get a 3 Series coupe or a 3
Yes.
Series sedan.
So in my mind, and this is, we'll take a couple of minutes and be like, okay, the people that drive like the white BMW, and if you drive a white
Right.
BMW,
We're not,
I'm happy for
yeah,
you.
good for
Yeah,
you.
those are the people that I imagine have their crap so together, right? They show up to the listing appointment and they do that, but once that's done, girl, they got people. Somebody's putting out a sign for them. Somebody's doing the paperwork.
It might
Somebody's
be.
going to bring in the lockbox, like all of that
Or
stuff. And
maybe,
it's just, they don't have to carry it with them. And they don't have kids. Their kids are probably teenagers and driving their old white BMWs because
or they're like I was when I just had like the little Audi hatchback and we're throwing seats down and cramming shit in sideways and driving like
hey,
this to
oh,
make it all
I
fit.
no, I know that makes me like so. I see people at like Home Depot too, like stuffing things out the back window and up through the
Yeah.
front seat. And I'm like, oh my
Well, and
God.
even with my SUV, with my signposts, the way they're built, I still have to lay a seat down to fit it in
Mhm.
because I think it's 6 feet tall or something. But yeah, like they probably are. Maybe they are. I don't know. Or maybe they're like I was when I got started and was just like, we're going to make this work. Like it's
So
going to
when
fit.
I started, I had a little Ford Escape, I
Hmm.
think, but it was just like a car with a hatchback. I could not fit
Oh, probably a
a
Focus. An Escape's an SUV.
Focus. Yep, Focus sounds right. I don't know. I'm not a car person, obviously. But I couldn't fit a sign in there unless I fit it in the back seat, like along, in front of the seats like that.
Hmm.
But with two kids, both in car seats at the time, like I couldn't take the kids and take a sign
Yep.
with me. And I was like, so when I got the VW, I was like, I need something that I can carry kids and
Yep.
for sale signs. Like
Yep.
I feel like that's not much to ask for.
No, not at
Kids
all.
and my business
Yeah, like
supplies.
I can
So,
put Mabel and a for sale sign in my car easily.
mhm. It's important. It's important to be able to do that. But I think you can. You can tell like the people who've been in this business for a while, like some of them drive like the big heavy SUVs like that have
Yes.
like space for days. Um it's just I don't know. It's and I think that it plays a part too like where your life is at outside of real estate. If you're carting kids around to sports and if you're traveling to see family out of state,
Right.
cuz gosh, the Yukon is not as fuel efficient as the VW was,
Nope.
but she bigger.
Well, and I
She
also
bigger.
think it lends itself to what type of real estate you're selling as well. So
Mhm.
when I was in between cars because of the accident, and all I had at my house was the little 2-door convertible, I was walking a lot of really crappy driveways and dirt roads because my car wasn't going to get, and I wasn't going to risk it.
Mhm.
So I
Right.
show a lot of land or a lot of like rural areas where it's a dirt road that's semi washed out. I wasn't driving my car down it. So if you're
We're all the
someone,
way washed out. I
right,
saw one last week. I was like, "Oh my god,
right,
that could eat a child."
right. So if I was only in Charlotte proper and selling, subdivisions or million plus homes, then yeah, I would have been fine. They probably would have been like, why do you have this old like convertible? But
Mhm.
I wouldn't. So that was part of mine too. Like, you need a vehicle that's going to be able to get you where you need to go.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
and so that's why I went to an SUV, which my friends joke and laugh because it came with mud tires on it on a BMW. But I like rolled into a car meet the other day and my car was slathered in mud. And they were like, "You really used the mud tires." And I was like, "I really did
Yes.
this week."
Yes,
Yes.
I do.
So, other than socks, what's like something unexpected you've ever found in your car? And maybe it doesn't
Like
even have to be
something that
while you were a
shouldn't be
realtor.
there or something that like is weird that I keep in there.
Something that shouldn't be there, or but like you're always finding, like even like other than socks though,
Pencils.
from the kids. That makes sense because
Pencils
they do like their
everywhere.
homework in the car and stuff sometimes,
They
right?
do homework in the car. And Violet is the most organized human in the world. She is. She will put anybody to shame. She keeps her pencils like sharpened, blah, blah, blah. Madeline, like her pencils, like, she's scribbled too hard and it's all like bent out of shape and then the tip will break off. And what happens then is she like puts it on her lap or puts it in her little cup holder and asks Violet for a pencil because Violet has good pencils. But somehow the ones that need to be sharpened never make it out of the car.
Right.
So socks and pencils are probably the number one thing that you will find in my car.
Yeah. I can't think of, I can think of one from like when I was in high school that I found that I was like, what? But not like, it's just me. There shouldn't be surprises in my
Right
car,
there are no
right?
surprises in
Unless
your
it's like
car.
something I left in there and forgot. And like
Mm-hmm.
days later was like, oh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's where that was.
I
But
got into my car once and I went to put my coffee cup and I have cups of everything. I don't know if you saw my story last week I was showing all day. I have 4 cup holders in the Yukon now,
yep.
like within reach of me, and every single one of them was full because I have a drink for every emotion under the sun.
Hmm.
And I went to go put a cup in the cup holder and it didn't fit and there was like something in it and I'm like, "Oh my god." And it's full of bullets.
I have had that happen.
My cup
Yes.
holder was full of bullets and I was like, "What in the world?" And what happened was like we have different carry ammo than we do practice
Hmm.
rounds and Travis had just like chunk 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 them into my cup holder. And that was a strange one.
I've had that
Yep.
happen. Or like last week, there was a rattle and I thought it was in the dash and I couldn't find it.
Oh no, that's the
And
worst.
that was like driving me nuts. And mom was in the car with me before she left for Georgia. And I picked up my Stanley and the rattle stopped. And I put it down and I was like, okay, this has something to do with the cup holder. But I've had this car for like 6 months. And until
I
this
haven't
week,
heard it.
it's never. And while I was driving, she looked down in the cup holder. She's like, there's a dime down there. It was sitting on the and I was like, as soon as she pulled it out, rattle went away. I was like,
Oh,
thank,
phew.
because we're buying a new car. I'm not chasing a rattle. I know how
Dan,
hard it
take
is
it
to find.
back.
Like, nope, buying a new car. Okay, so let's go over what I think you carry every day in your
Okay.
car. I think if you don't have your full computer bag, I am sure that someplace in some organizer in your car, I'm assuming in the cargo area, you have a folder with forms.
Yes.
nailed it. I know you have the car vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely snacks. I would guess that either your center console, well, you just covered what's in your glove compartment. So probably your center console is if I don't have my bag or there's an emergency, there's probably a granola bar in there or
Mm-hmm.
something. Um, I don't know what you definitely do. You keep your laser measurer in your car?
I do.
Me too. Um, and I would guess because I know what Travis is like in your cargo area somewhere, there's probably a first aid kit or a flare or some type of roadside or maybe even a quart of oil.
No quart of oil.
Okay.
No quart of oil. But yes, there is a first aid kit that also has roadside, like the little things.
Yep. I don't have the ching things, but I have a first aid kit in my car.
Mm-hmm. I have a big first aid kit in the car because Madeline can cut herself looking at something.
Well, and you guys have like sports practices and stuff too.
Yes.
So it's not just
Yep.
like, oh, I got a paper cut while delivering CMAs
Yeah,
and
so
stuff.
I have my first aid kit has like little bags that you can pop for ice and like
Nice.
she's stacked. I've got all kinds of crap in there. I actually have a tourniquet in my car.
Just in case. You never know.
Just in case. In
You
case
never know.
somebody rips an arm off. I have a tourniquet in my car. Yeah, do you want me to go over my list of what I have
Yes.
in my
Is
car?
what else?
Or
What
okay.
did I miss?
Okay.
Is there anything, especially if there's anything that you're like, you're not going to believe this one?
Listen, there's a lot. There's a lot that I keep in my car. I have 2 boxes of light bulbs that I replace on a regular basis. And 2 boxes because I have soft white and bright white, like that yellowy one and then the white one, because there's nothing worse than a ceiling fan that has 2 bright bulbs and one dingy yellow one.
You know, what's funny
So,
about that? I did an open house a couple weeks ago and the agent asked for feedback. And I said, your owner has multiple light bulb colors in here and it's really distracting. I said, you walk in and it's almost neon in the entrance, but you can see to the kitchen and the living room.
and it's like
And some of them are
dingy
soft white and
90s.
some of them are yellow. Some of them are like more neon. I was like, she needs to pick a color. I said, because even though this house was so well maintained, I was like, why can't she pick the same freaking color light bulb? Because that
Well,
to
and
me
honestly,
makes me
I don't
wonder
think
what
that
else doesn't
some people I
match.
don't think do it on purpose. They're just like, oh, I need light bulbs. And they're like, oh, they're probably soft white. And they grab them and then they're like, nope, that was the wrong color. So I have 2 boxes of light bulbs that I do go through light bulbs more than one should think that I go through light bulbs. I keep lock boxes in my car.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Noco box in my car. Do you know what that is?
No.
Oh my gosh, Miss Car Girly, you should have a Noco box. In the back seat of my Yukon, there's a house plug-in back there too, so I just keep it plugged in and charged all the time. This Noco box has I can jump my own battery or somebody else's battery if I
have one
need
of
to.
those.
And
didn't know that's what we
it
called
also has a plug-in like if I needed to charge my computer, which I can plug into my car anyways, but it'll charge anything. It also has a flashlight in there. It has a bunch of different things, but I have that in there. I have one of Travis's sledgehammers in my car for sign installation. It's a very expensive hammer. I think I've had it in my car since I started real estate, and I think he's just like replaced it
Yeah.
because he asked me for it like 3 times, and then I was like, oh yeah, here it is, and then I would take it back to put another sign in.
It's yours.
Well, I bought one, and my husband buys like the creme de la creme everything, so it's like a snap-on hammer.
Oh, shit.
It's
That
probably
thing's
like
$800.
it's probably like $400. And I bought an $80 one at Home Depot and it broke the first sign I put up. So I was like, yeah, I'll just use Travis's. So I think he's given up. I think he probably replaced it. And I mean, how long do you have to have something in your possession before it's yours?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer,
'Cause we're
but
getting close.
I'm assuming it's yours now.
Yeah,
If he's stopped asking for it,
yeah,
it's yours.
God love him. Currently I do have signs in my car because I ended up picking signs up from a closing, and I have signs going out this week as well. I have air fresheners. I have wipes in case there's no toilet paper. I do have toilet paper in there too, but I have little wipes. Paper towels and cleaning spray. My mini vacuum's in there. I have my iPad in there. And I keep my iPad in there plugged in with the keyboard pad now, just in case, because sometimes I don't bring my bag, right? But
that's actually a good
my
idea.
iPad's in there. So, because I could use the iPad in the house, but I don't. I use my
Yeah,
laptop, so I just keep it plugged in my center console. She's ready to go.
I like that. I might move my iPad to my car now that you mention that.
Because
That's a
otherwise,
good
they
idea.
both just sit on my counter unless I'm using, again, my
Right.
laptop.
Well,
So
and
that's in my car.
there have been times where I run out the door and I don't think I'm gonna need my whole bag, so I don't bring it. And then
Hmm.
I'm like, shit, I
Then
need
you're trying
something.
to pull up disclosures on your
Yeah, on your
iPhone.
phone, and that's actually a
Hmm.
really good idea. I might do that.
Yep. Yep. I have an umbrella. I have hair clips. We did paperwork, my laser measure kit. I have spare batteries, and I have a toolkit, like a one that has like screwdrivers and wrenches, and I have a little set of screws and nails and all that stuff in there too. I have a little mini leveler. I got that kit off of Amazon. It's black and teal. It's very cute. But
I love
that's it.
you.
Aside from the snacks and
Yeah.
stuff like that we talked about, but that's what I keep in my car. None of that stuff comes out of my car.
Okay.
All in a little case,
Yeah.
in a little tote case
Yeah, one of those
in
like
my
three
back.
bin things with the pockets on
Hmm.
that like it has a hook so it won't slide around.
Yep.
That's exactly what I have, and it's the same color as my walls. Of
Purple.
course, everything in my life is
Nice.
purple.
Everything is purple. Okay,
Okay.
my turn to
Okay.
guess what you have in your car, which I think is probably like three things because we don't keep anything in our car. I think that you have a cooler. Do you have a cooler in your car?
Not well, not that stays in there, but
Okay.
if I know I'm having like a long day out, then yes, I'll throw a cooler in with some snacks and some drinks so I don't have to stop.
I love that. Doggy bags,
Yep.
magic erasers.
No.
No. Tape measure.
Yes.
You do have a couple of snacks in there somewhere in that center
Yes.
console,
There's some beef
mixed in with the
sticks.
chapstick and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. Mud boots.
Not mud boots,
You
but
don't carry those?
well, close.
Okay. Okay.
Snake boots.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking like
Yeah.
something to be able to go if you're because you show a lot of land in a lot
Yeah.
of rural areas, and I know you're not getting in the front seat
No.
with muddy boots.
No, I made that mistake last week and thank God I had forgotten and left something in my car. But yes, I keep snake boots in my car so they lace up all the way to my knees.
I love that.
Yep.
That's good. And then the other ones is just like cleaning supplies because I think every real estate agent should have some cleaning supplies in
I
their car.
do. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Okay.
don't, you should. The number of times like
Right?
you go in to a listing because I check like vacant listings and stuff. And after a while, like fingers and touching things, and somebody's kid that walked through there was eating a chocolate bar, and now there's little handprints on the refrigerator. Just keep cleaning stuff in your car.
I do. I do. Okay. So I'm just going to discuss my daily driver because my other
Yeah, we don't need
cars,
to go through
yeah, my
all
other
four.
cars, like the other three all have a quart of oil in the trunk because they old. You never know. Um, but so yes, I keep my snake boots in my car.
Okay,
I also keep a machete because I
nice.
show a lot of land with my sledgehammer for my signs. Um, I probably have more. I, I have
Uh
more
oh.
car cleaning supplies in my car than I
Oh
have
my god.
house cleaning supplies because I do wipe it down all the time. And I'm okay with that.
Yes.
Um, I'm like going through my list. I have, I do have dog bags. I also have, like, she has a section in the cargo area that has like a collapsible bowl in there with her bags. And then I keep a leash and a bed in the back for her because she calms
Nice.
down if she rides on a bed. I keep a down vest in my car because I've gotten lots of places where it ends up being colder than I expected.
That's smart.
Yeah, so it just sits kind of rides in the back. And then I do have the normal, like, I have the paper towels, but they're blue auto paper towels. Uh,
Those ones that are like almost material, but they're
yes,
not. Yeah.
yes. I went over the car cleaning things. I have a roll of toilet paper. Um, I have the little pieces for my signs, like the connection pieces.
Mm-hmm.
My organizer has pockets, so those stick in there. I have flashlights, um, first aid kit. I'm trying to think what else is in there. And then I think the thing you probably don't expect to me to carry in my car there's always a pair of yoga socks, a yoga block, and a yoga mat. Always.
Okay.
Yeah, because like you never know.
You
There,
never know.
you never know. Or like I'm running late and I don't have time to come home and grab it. When I was CrossFitting, my gym bag was always packed and ready in my car because again, never knew where I would end up in the end of the
Yep.
day. And that's what saved me last week is I had gone somewhere and thrown shorts and a tank top in there with a pair of gym sneakers. And I got to that construction site and thought there was a driveway and there wasn't. And so I walked through icky red clay and thank God for that extra pair of sneakers or I was driving home barefoot because I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
think I
ugh.
saw that story. You were like, this is a sad day. These
Yes.
shoes have died.
Actually, they've been resurrected.
Oh, good.
One of my good friends saw it. She was like, "Drop those on my front porch. They'll be clean tomorrow." And they're spotless. I don't know how she did it, but you would
Well,
never know they
ask
walked
her
through red clay.
because
Yeah, right?
I need to know how
Right.
to do that.
I was excited.
That's
Um,
literally the worst part about North Carolina is the red clay, I
yes, I
swear.
hate it for so many reasons.
Oh my gosh, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
so strange to get used to coming from like Maine where it's just like sandy dirt,
right.
big
Yeah.
dirt.
Or like
That
I live in Muckland or grew up in Muckland, and muck is like this rich, dark,
thick.
it's only in certain areas of the world. And like, so I was like, what is this red stuff? Why is your dirt not black? I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
weird. No, so I think we have some things in common, like the, run of the mill
Do you have a trash can in your car?
stuff like that. I do not.
I do. Because again, I don't like stuff. So there is a trash can that hangs over the back of the passenger seat. So I can just, and
See,
then
and
I like
that's like,
empty it.
I hate stuff hanging on the seats too, because they have like organizers that go over the back of the seat, and I'm
Right.
like, no, I
Well,
don't
and
want them.
in the old car, I haven't put it in the new car yet, mostly because I actually physically need to clean this thing. I do keep a seat organizer on my passenger seat, and it has like the tray that goes on my steering wheel so I can
Hmm.
type, and it's actually sitting next to me. It does have like some hand sanitizer wipes. I would keep pens and stuff in that because I had a tiny car, so I didn't
Yeah.
have like a center console. So once I get that cleaned and organized, that'll probably go back in, and that's where I kept like forms or flyers, things like that to hand. Oh, that's the other thing. I have a bin of like not pop buys, but like handout stuff. So I
Hmm.
have rubber duckies for Jeeps because I am a Jeep person. A Willis is a Jeep.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think dog bandanas with my stuff on it for when we're at the dog park. Things like that I keep in little organizers in my car.
What a good idea. I should keep some of my swag stuff in the car too, because I don't.
Yeah,
It's all in boxes in my house.
right? Pens,
That's a
things
good
like
idea.
that. Yep. So, because you never know. You never know. I
No, you
need to
don't.
get better at, and I'm writing this down right now, business cards. I never
I
have
don't
them
even
on me, and
have
people
business
always
cards.
want them. And I'm
I don't.
like, hmm.
See, the only people that ever ask me for business cards are like in their 70s or 80s, and they're just like, "Do you have a card?" And I'm like,
But
"No."
aren't those your prime targets?
I know, but no. Here, let me put my information in your phone
Well,
for you.
yes.
How's that?
Like I use Popple a lot.
I've done that a
Um,
lot is put myself as a contact in their phone.
right,
Here,
right,
let me set you up for
right.
success.
Or the better one is, hey, what's your number? Why don't I call
And
you
I'll
right now
text
so
you.
you have, and then I have
Hmm.
it.
Yeah. Well, and even then you all you have to do is, especially if you have an Apple, you have yourself set up your contact card.
Yep,
Get their number, text them your card, because then when they open it, all they have to do is add contact. And
yep.
that's the way that I do it.
Yeah,
Like, here, let
it's
me text
awesome.
this to you, and then look, here we go, save. There I am. You have
Hmm.
all of the ways to contact me right there.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. But I've
Yeah.
had people ask a lot lately. So you want to talk about car stories? Last week, I was heading to a showing and I needed to stop for fuel. And my car is diesel. And I stopped and you have to like push the thing. There's no button and it wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
open. And I'm like, what?
Uh-oh.
So I Googled it first and some guy at the gas station gave me a hard time. And I was like, sir, not the right girl to do that with. But I Googled it and YouTube, and it was like, there's an emergency. So I'm like taking panels out of the back of my car, right? Like interior body panels.
Oh, no.
And I have no emergency release. And I'm like, oh. So I call my mechanic that I'm friends with. I'm like, Brian, I can't, I'm all the way up past Concord. So I can't swing in. Where is this? Am I not, why am I? He's like, no, it should be there. I'm like, oh, well, I don't have one.
Right. Right.
So I was like looking at Google Maps. I'm like, okay, well, there's a European mechanic around the corner, or there's a dealership around the corner. And my thought was go to the dealership, because if they don't know personally, they have access to everything really quickly. Where
Yes.
the mechanic, they're great, always usually support small local business, but they're gonna have to look. And I didn't have time to look because I had to be at a showing in 30 minutes, and I was 45 minutes away. So I get there, wrap this whole thing up real quick in a nice little package. My car door was locked. Apparently, if my car doors are locked, it also locks my gas door.
That's so interesting.
Right? I
Well,
was
it keeps
like,
people from dumping stuff in your gas tank, I guess.
I guess, yeah. But I was like shocked. And I was like, well, that
I
didn't
never
come
knew
up on
that.
the Google search.
No.
But that's where two people there asked me for my card. Because I was like, I'm sorry. I just, you know how you pull into the service bay and like normally I was like, can you just help me? Like, I don't know what to do.
Help.
And the kid was like, do you have a card? And I was like, no. And there was another gentleman there who wanted to talk diesels with me all day. I was like, sir, I love you. I don't have time. Like, yes, I love diesel vehicles. We'll talk about this another time. And he was like, well, do you have a card? And I was like, son of a bitch. So I'm going to go bring like a little thank you gift up to them next week.
Yeah.
And make sure I have cards. But even
That'll
like,
be awesome.
I went to something else the other day and I was like, I don't have a card. And they like specifically asked. I was like, don't really care. I need to get better. I need to put those in my car. Do you ever take clients in your car?
No.
Me either.
Never, not once.
Nope.
Too much liability, and honestly, I've worked with a lot of relocation clients, but they've never asked either.
I've done one. It was a relocation client, and it was my college roommate's aunt. And that was like, I knew her.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll drive Aunt Donna around because that was part of why we were looking. We were trying to narrow down areas and neighborhoods. And so I needed to explain to her why I thought this area would be great. Like, hey, look at all the grocery stores. Like, that was the only reason. Because I knew her. No. And I was comfortable with Aunt
I've never been
Donna.
asked, but I wouldn't.
No.
Do it.
I don't
Sometimes
normally.
I hate having people follow me. Like,
I'm always like,
if I'm going to pull out and turn left, I'm going to need you to also like step on it. Like, I don't want to have to like pull over and wait because you didn't want to pull out.
Right.
Because somebody was coming from 45 minutes away.
Right. Yep.
Step on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. I think that the biggest things about my car kit is just like preparedness. And this is all like things that are in there are things that, you know, at one point I was like, oh, I need this. So I had to go either back to the house and get it or stop at a Home Depot and get one kind of thing. So, I mean, probably next year there'll be other weird things in there. But for now, it's like things over the last 6 years. I'm like, I might only need it twice this year, but
right.
Murphy's Law is if I need it, I won't have it. So let's just keep it in the car.
Yes. And like, I also think it's important, like, keep it organized. Get a trunk. And especially like if you are shuffling kids or pets or you travel a lot, one of those trunk organizers things, it's when I need that space back, I pull it out, I take it out, I stick it in the house while I'm gone. Yep. And then I put it back in. Like, they're like $20 on Amazon. Go get one. They're awesome. I love mine. Love it. Yeah. I'm actually considering getting a second one for like car stuff, work stuff, so that when I do travel, car stuff can stay.
Can still
work
stay.
Stuff goes. Yeah.
You can keep your cleaning supplies and not have to worry about the rest of your stuff. Yes. No, that's a good idea.
Even my niece and nephew know we don't get in Yaya's car if we're dirty. We don't.
That's funny. That's funny. No, the only thing that I'll have like in there during the summertime that I don't have in there right now is usually a soft cooler, and a bag with snacks in it for the kids. Like right now I have like a couple munchies for me, but during the summer, like when they're out of school, It's like a full convenience store
You
in
know,
there.
you know what changes with mine in the summer?
What?
This tells where we are at different places in life.
I love
I
this.
call it my boat bag, and it's a bathing suit, towel, sunscreen,
See, that's amazing.
and so whenever because I'm part of the ski club, so I can just pop down to the lake whenever I want, and
Yeah, so I
sometimes
pack Band-Aids and snacks, and you're like, sunscreen and a towel.
yep.
Way to go, Alyssa. I love that for you.
But it's the truth because there are times where I'm like, oh, I don't have an afternoon appointment after this, and I'm over by the lake. Yes, boat bags in there. I'm gonna go take a quick dip in the lake and then drive home.
I love
Or the
that.
other thing I keep in there, um, and I used to just keep it on the seat in the summer, is I had like a terry cloth seat cover. So if you are sweaty or gross, it's not on
Hmm.
your seats.
That's a good idea,
Best
too.
thing I've ever bought for a car. Like in the summers here, but now I have air conditioned seats.
Air
So
conditioned seats.
I
Yes. The
text.
VW didn't have that, but the Yukon does. And listen, when we first moved down here, Travis bought his truck and it has heated and air conditioned seats. And I was like, nobody uses air conditioned seats. God love us. We were from Maine. We don't need air conditioned seats.
Right?
But here I'm like, oh my God, yes, I
Yes.
understand. I want
Even
air conditioned seats.
even in the winter, like if I'm hustling between houses, I get in. I'm like, oof, okay, air conditioned seat. You know what? But so if you aren't in the Charlotte or the Carolinas, so today is February 11th. February 9th, it was 80 degrees outside. It
Hmm.
has not gone above like 45 the last 2 days.
And it's
You,
not supposed to for the rest of the week.
yeah, it's supposed to be gross. You know what I texted my mom yesterday because the car I'm driving doesn't have this? I really miss my heated steering wheel.
Oh, yes.
I didn't know that was a thing I would ever. I didn't even know my car had it when I bought it. Like I stumbled on it because Aaron showed me. Oh, even again, even on the warm days when my hands are cold, pop that sucker
It's
on for.
so
I'm like,
nice. Mm-hmm.
oh,
Yep.
it's so good.
Bougie. Bougie.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly I adjusted to. And God, my car is 7 years old, guys. It's not even new, but it's amazing how quickly I adjusted to a car that was so much newer than anything else I had been driving recently. Like
Mm-hmm.
the luxuries of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, for people who spend as much time in the car as we do, I think we deserve a few luxuries.
Well, and
And
yeah, you need to be comfortable. If you're not
mm-hmm.
like my dad used to travel the road for sales, and he would mom and my stepmom was like, "Why do you need a big vehicle?" What? And he was like, "I'm in my car sometimes 12 hours a day. I
Mm-hmm.
need to be comfortable. I need to have what I need."
Yeah.
And I get it. I get it. How
No,
often?
and
Oops, sorry.
no, I was just gonna say that and something else along with having like stuff like this in the car. I can't tell you how many times like I'm like, oh, like we're missing a light bulb. I'm like, oh, I'll stop and get one. And I'm like, no need. Here you go. You look like a rock star.
Right? I
Who
literally
keeps light
added
bulbs in their car?
when you were thinking, I was like, okay, I need to go pick up some light bulbs, and some different cleaning supplies to keep in my car because yeah, and I'm going to order some new swag too, so it's not just dog or Jeep stuff to keep
Yeah.
back there.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Especially like our sports season's coming up. Both girls are going to be playing softball. Like we're going to be out and about. And one of the swag things that I have is hot and cold. They have like the jelly balls in them, but
Mm-hmm.
you can heat them or you can freeze them. So
Yes.
I'll just start freezing a bunch of those and bringing them in a cooler. And listen, injuries happen all the time.
Yep. That's a
Here you go.
great idea. I have ones that
Instead of
aren't
running down to the
branded, but yeah,
concession stand with a Ziploc bag to fill it up with ice, here you go. I got you.
yeah, and let them take it. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
You can keep it.
actually I'm gonna You send me the link for that because Erin is sponsoring a baseball team this spring, and I think
Oh,
that
cool.
would be a great idea for her to bring to games because she's
Yeah,
going to
I'll
make
have to
sure she
find it.
pulls
I
out some.
ordered them off of Imprint.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
for
think it's
Imprint, they
for
have some
Imprint.
cool
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's where I
I
got
was
those.
looking at their stuff the other day because I do need to order some new swag.
Yeah. Well, anyways, guys, if you have anything crazy that you keep in your car that you think we should keep in our car, let us know.
Yes, or a
We're open
way
to suggestions.
to keep it functional and not cluttered.
Yeah.
Or
How can Alyssa keep all of this stuff in her car without it ever being in her car? Can we make
exactly,
that happen?
exactly,
That
without
would be really
it's out
nice.
of sight. Or I'm always curious how often people clean their cars. Like I know agents that post it like twice a week. They're running through the car wash, and I'm like, I mean, I like a clean car, but that's Or if I know I'm like showing land, we're not washing the car this week. Not happening.
I
It is
usually go at least once a week and vacuum and everything like that. And then I usually pay a local detailer to come detail my car
yeah,
because
I need to do
I
that.
don't like to do it.
I haven't
Travis will spend hours detailing his dump trucks and his excavators and like no,
Yeah, those
don't
that
want to do
makes
that.
no sense to me because like they're just gonna get dirty again.
Oh, listen, you could eat off the floor of his excavators.
That's impressive. That's impressive. But yeah,
Yes,
I would love to
keeps
hear,
everything clean.
especially if they have something they're like, I can't believe you guys didn't mention this.
Yeah,
Like
please
maybe
let us
there's
know.
something.
We're still accumulating stuff for our car kits, so
Yeah,
and you don't know till you know. So
right.
let us know what you have, and we will see you guys next week. We just finished another episode of Contracts and Chaos, but believe me, the chaos does not stop here. So check out the show notes for our email address and where to follow us on socials, and we will see you next week.